tape shape. The way that you guys played at home, and particularly played at home against ranked teams, would it mean a lot to finish with a flurry and try to get into the top 16 mix?
I mean, obviously we'd love to host. I mean, there's no question about it. But, you know, that's really beyond our control outside of, you know, the next game. You know, we can't look, you know, too far ahead and start talking about, you know, how we want to finish the season. You know, the big thing for us is play consistent baseball, and we got to play consistent baseball. We've got a tough week coming up where we play back-to-back midweek games, and we've stretched some arms out here. So it's going to press us in the middle of the week, you know, against a good club to try to find a way to put together quality innings on the mound where guys can be stretched out and give us something in the middle of the week. But again, we're at home. You know, we're at home for these two in the middle of the week, and then we got to go on the road, and we need to play well on the road. You know, that's another thing too, is just looking at this week in particular. We're going to be challenged because we've got back-to-back midweek games, and that's going to stretch our pitching staff out as always. And then we got to go on the road, and we need to play well on the road. So, you know, to me, it's not so much about looking, you know, over the next however many games we've got left. I think it's 9 games left. It's more about, you know, what do we do in the middle of the week leading into the weekend. This week, what do we do? And we've had another good week. We've had back-to-back pretty good weeks, and you know, hopefully we can carry some confidence and some momentum going into the midweeks.
Any idea what you'll do Tuesday, Wednesday on the mound?
No clue. Not right now. I have no idea what I'm going to do. So I'm going to enjoy this one, and I'm sure Coach C and Bradley and Buck and I and Cobb, we'll all talk about it here in a little bit and just try to figure out what we think. I've got some ideas. I don't like to think too far ahead. You know, as a baseball coach, I think you can. You know, you don't want to go against the baseball gods and start thinking ahead. You just worry about today. But I've got some ideas. This is kind of what I'd like to do at least in game 1 of this week. But you know, we just need to talk it over as staff, figure out, you know, who gives us the best chance to give us a good start.
That being said, you don't have an ACC series next week. How does that kind of mess up the momentum of what's going on with this team?
Actually, I like it. I like it, and I'll tell you why. Because you can try some things. You know, we can try some things. We can take a guy and maybe pitch him in a different role, or try some things from a starting pitching standpoint, or, you know, a bullpen standpoint, lineup standpoint, whatever we want to do. It gives us the option, you know, honestly, to say, okay, if we're going to try something, this would be, you know, a good week to do it. If we want to try somebody in a starting role, or, you know, out of the bullpen from a pitching standpoint, I think lineup-wise, you know, we pretty much have an idea of what we want to do versus a righty versus a lefty. But it gives us a chance to try some different things and be very aggressive with some of the moves that we make, you know, leading into that last ACC series.
Speaking of this upcoming midweek series, you got College of Charleston. How emotional is that going to be for you, or have you even had time to think about it?
I've had time to think about it, you know, and, you know, the bottom line is whether it's kids that, you know, I coached as an assistant, kids that I've coached as a head coach, you know, I love them all, you know, and that's not going to change just because, you know, we're playing the College of Charleston. You know, those kids that are on the team at the College of Charleston, a lot of them I coached or recruited or was a part of recruiting. I love those kids. I love that program, and I love the coaches. 2 of the coaches that are there played for me, and the head coach and he's my best friend. You know, one of my best friends off the field and in the game. So, you know, it's going to be it's going to be a little different, you know, because of the relationship I have with those kids. But I promise you this: when that game starts, we're going to do everything we can to beat them, and they're going to do everything that they can do to beat us, because this is my team. You know, Clemson is where I'm at. This is my team. These are my players, and we're going to do everything we can to beat them, and they're going to do the same thing to us. But, you know, before the game or after the game, I'm sure I'd like to say hello to some of those kids. You know, they mean a lot to me, and you know, I'll always have those relationships, just like I would with any kid that I've coached.
Chase, what's your mindset leading off the inning there, knowing that, you know, Pat may not go back out another time? You got to get a run there.
Get on base. Doesn't matter how. I'll get on by an error, walk, hit by pitch. Just happy to be a hit.
Pat, congratulations! You got your 8th win, but actually your first in your first career start. Can you kind of take us through what was working well for you today, the ebbs and flows of the game? You had obviously the man on third, 90 feet away with the potential go-ahead run. That was a rough spot that you got out of.
You know, for me, talking to Coach Steve before the game, I wanted to treat it as much like a relief appearance as possible. You know, as I got through the first couple innings, I'm still throwing well. When we got to the later innings, it kind of felt like a relief appearance almost. So that really helped me, especially late in the game when they started pressing. And give them credit, they had good at-bats, and they had a starter who was dealing So being able to keep us there, just like a relief appearance, was really what I was trying to do.
When's the last time you threw 109 pitches?
High school, maybe.
Did you feel like you were wearing down?
You know, later in the game it was a little bit, but whether it was the heat, pitches, whatever it was, I just took it pitch for pitch and just gave it everything I had every pitch. So I was able to manage it pretty well.
Did you think this was going to be a complete game where you're going to be able to go the distance?
I honestly just wanted to, whatever happens, whether they take me out in the 3rd, 5th, or 12th inning, as long as I had our team a chance, gave our team a chance to win, it's really all I wanted to do.
Have you ever thrown that many pitches in a week?
I just can't say I have. No, never.
Weston and Chase both. How much easier is it to play defense when you got a guy just throwing strikes like that? You don't have edge runners everywhere.
I think it just sets a tempo. You're ready every pitch because when the ball's in the zone, people are either going to be swinging or taking it for a strike and then getting behind the count. But it just keeps the flow of the game going, and you're able to stay ready every pitch.
Weston, how much did this series mean for you guys now back to back with two of the best teams in the league?
It was huge because both of those teams the last 2 weekends have been very good teams, ranked in the top 10, I believe, and it just gives us momentum, obviously for this next week, but going into Notre Dame and the rest of the season, giving us a better chance at the ACC tournament.